So let's start with Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are going to start with uh, 2-2. We are done with this first variant of paper 2 yesterday, and now we are going to do the second variant of it, October November 2025. So this is the formula sheet. Be familiar with this. आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कौन सा फॉर्मूला आएगा कौन सा फॉर्मूला नहीं आएगा, right? Okay. So be familiar with this. यहाँ पे देख सकते हो whenever if you get to have a question related to area of sectors, area of arc lengths, area of sectors वगैरह, those formulas are not given over here. And the same volume of hemisphere, surface area of hemisphere, such kind of formulas are not given. So every formula is not given over here. So question number 1, we can use our calculator over here. So give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. This should be so we have 16.17808, which to 2 decimal places will be 16.178. So 2 decimal places, it will be 18. These are the scores of 12 students in a quiz. Now, these are the scores of 12 students in a quiz. Find the median, find the range. So if it's not arranged in ascending order, increasing order, you have to arrange it in ascending order. So let me do that first. And do underline it, जो भी आप कर लो, जिसको भी आप लिख लो, right? So the smallest over here is 10. So I'll write 10. Then we have 15. After that, we have 16. How many times? 1, 2 times. Then we have 20 over here. And just a single 20. Then we have 21, 22. After that, we have 24, 25, 27, and we have 32 and 35. So all are covered. As you can see, all are underlined. So if you underline it, वो आपको ये idea होगा कि I am not leaving any number out. Now, once it's arranged in increasing order, you can find the median of it. How do we find the median? We select the middle value. As we know, there are 12 students. It's an even number. We are going to get 2 numbers in the center. Center में आपके 2 values आएंगी. So starting from the first one, first, last, second, second last, third, third last, fourth, fourth last, fifth, fifth last. And 2 values are left, which will be in the center. So we are going to take an average of this 21 plus 22 divided by 2. So your answer should be 21.5. Find the range, the highest value minus the lowest value. So the highest value over here is 35 minus 10, 25. And if you think कि किसी question में आपको issue आ रहा है, just ask. Okay. Question number 3. So we have a question over here, and they are saying that Idris has 5 kg of rice. He cooks rice for 12 people. He uses 75 grams of rice for each person. Work out how much rice Idris has left over. Give your answer in grams. Thank you. So, has 5 kg of rice. He cooks the rice for 12 people. And give your answer in grams. So let's convert the kgs into grams first. 5 kgs of rice, that means I can convert it into 5,000 grams. Okay. He uses 75 grams of rice for each person. So for each person, he is using 75 grams of rice per person. And how many people were there? There were 12 people. So if one person, it's 75 grams. For 12 people, it should be 75 times 12. We have 900 grams. So he is using 900 grams. Work out the rice Idris has leftover. So leftover is obviously 5,000 minus 900, which is 41. Okay. Next, moving on. In the in triangle ABC, AB is this much, AC is this much, BC is this much. Use a ruler and compass only. Construct triangle ABC. So no scale is given to you. AB is drawn for you. So you are going to point out the point C over here with the help of these points. AC 6 centimeters. So from A towards C, if you are moving, it will be of length 6 centimeters. So you place your compass at A. Place compass at A. Open it 6 centimeters and draw an arc. And draw an extensive arc like this, right? Then for B, you place your compass at B. Open your compass 7 centimeters and draw another arc. So it might be something like this, right? Okay, because I don't have access to the compass right now. So it should be this much. This will be 6 centimeters, this will be 7 centimeters, like this. And this is the point C, constructed. Measure the angle BAC. BAC. So to find this angle, I have to use a protractor. Okay. So where do we have it? So that was a rough diagram for me, and you people have to use the compass and draw it properly. And they're saying which angle? Angle BAC. BAC, this over here. So align the compass over here like this. We'll be able to see it like this. And you can see that the angle over here is this. So I will make a line. Okay, I'm going to make a line like this so that you know where it is heading to. So somewhat 52, 51, something like this, right? Obviously, it's less than 90 degrees angle. So I'm be looking at the red scale, the lower scale, not the upper scale, right? This angle cannot be greater than 90. So look at the lower scale. This should be 51 to 52 or something like that. This is my angle. it's not accurate, obviously, that you know how to do it. Right? Next, question number 5A. So Sophia invests $400 in a saving account. The account pays simple interest at 2.8 per year. Calculate the amount of interest Sophia receives at the end of 3 years. So it will be the interest, not anything else, not the final amount. So just the interest. So that should be I is equal to PRT over 100. Principal amount is 400. Rate of interest is 2.8. And time period is 3 divided by 100. So 4 times 2.8 times 3, that is 33.6. You don't have to add back. Okay, B part. Louis invests $400 in a different saving account that also pays simple interest. The rate of interest for this account is 0.4, more than the rate of for Sophia's account. Okay. So this is 0.4% more than that. Okay. It was 2.8 for that. So this will be 2.8. क्या करूं 2.8 multiply by 0.4 या 2.8 plus 0.4? What should I do? Huh? Anyone? Yes, Vijay. Should I add 0.6, sorry, 0.4 to this one or multiply it? Javirio? Yes, Amar is correct. Yes, Javirio. What should I do? Add, yes. So 2.8 plus 0.4 times 3 over 100. So this time we have 38.4. $38.4. And the difference, they are saying calculate how much more interest Louis receive each year than Sophia receives. Difference हमारे पास क्या होगा? This minus 33.6 is equal to 4.8. Maps and scale. The scale of a map is this much. The length of a path on a map is this much. Work out the actual length. So all we have to do is just use proportions. The scale of a map is 1:500 centimeters. Okay, when they have given you the ratio over here and they haven't mentioned anything, that means they are using the same scale over here. So 1:5,000 means 1 centimeter is equal to 5,000 centimeters. Okay. And if we convert it into kilometers, what should it be? Yes? Anyone? Vishal? Is there anyone who's willing to answer? Maheen? Should I convert it over here or do you want to convert it later on? Yes, Maheen?
Convert it right now.
Okay, so what should I convert it into? Should I convert it into meters, kilometers, millimeters? What?
Meters.
Meters, because it's written over here that we have to answer in meters. So 1 centimeter is equivalent to how many meters? Yes. No idea? जो scale याद नहीं है? Kilometers to meters? 1000 centimeters, millimeters, right? So we have 100 centimeters in 1. So this should be. Yes, Mahi? How much?
1000.
No.
5.
Should I divide it? Because it's 5,000 centimeters. No? I have to bring it back to meters. So what should I do? Divide it by 100, multiply it with 100.
Divide.
Right. So 1 centimeter is equivalent to 50 meters. Got it? I can use this information to work out the other. So that will be 8.3 centimeters will be equivalent to how much meters? So cross multiply it, we get down. So 50 into 8.3, we have 415. Be careful with the lengths, scales वगैरह. ये बिल्कुल बच्चे आपके फिंगर टिप्स होने चाहिए. ये स्केल वगैरह जो है ये बिल्कुल आपके फिंगर टिप्स होने चाहिए. You should know it. हमने किस में कन्वर्ट करना है इसको. Okay, factorize this over here. And this is the जिन बच्चों के कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर हैं, this is where they lose marks. They are just in a hurry कि हम जल्दी जल्दी कर लें. Factorize this. Yes. Where is Sarah? Sarah बच्चे बताओ. What should I do with this? Jaldi, be quick. Yes, Sarah. Use your mic. What should I do with this? Sarah. हाँ बच्चे बताओ. What should I do with this? Your mic is still not working. चलो जल्दी बताओ. What should we do? Yes, Sarah. We don't have much time. Is there anything? Okay. What is common between this and this? Is there any number जिनके टेबल में 20 भी आता हो 5 भी आता हो? So what should I take common? Okay, 5, and along with that, which variable? Yes. Now tell me what should be written in the brackets. Whenever you factorize something, you take common, you divided that. Yes, got 4x minus y. Well done. Right. So basic जिनको algebra में issue है बच्चे, work on this. Okay, you can see, you can have multiple questions related to algebra, NP2. और कभी कभी छोटे छोटे मार्क्स के होते हैं, कभी वो बड़े मार्क्स के 4, 5 तब उतने भी आ सकते हैं. Expand and simplify. So I have to multiply this with both the brackets. Sorry, with the first bracket. So that will be 12x plus 8 plus 5x plus 5. Now group them. So we have 17x plus 18. 17x plus 30. Next one, question number 9. We have to find the answer to this, find the value of x. Now we have done a lot of questions like these, and whenever the word regular comes in, we have to see that regular pentagon, regular hexagon, regular polygon will have all sides equal, all angles equal. Okay, so if it's a regular pentagon, that means this pentagon, okay, this five-sided shape will have all the angles equal to each other. And this hexagon, six-sided shape, will have all the angles equivalent. For example, this angle will be equal to this. Okay, all these angles are equal. So find the value of x. Now that we have information, we can figure out the value of 1. Okay, so angle, each interior angle for the pentagon will be 5 minus 2 times 180 over 5. फॉर्मूला में लिख रहा हूँ यहाँ पे each interior angle. That is sum of interior angles divided by the number of sides. Yes. So this should be 108. That means इसके जितने भी angles हैं यहाँ के, all of them are equivalent to 108. Then for this one, each interior angle, again, because this is a six-sided shape, so 6 minus 2 times 180 over 6. So this will be equivalent to 120. So this angle is 120. Now I can figure out what the angle over here is. So 360 minus 108 minus 120. That is equivalent to 132. Okay, question number 10. Work out this 3 times A minus B. Basic vectors question. So we have minus 9 and 12. It is going to multiply with all the terms, right? Minus 8 minus 2. So we are getting 17, negative 17 and 14. That's our answer. Magnitude of A plus B. Okay. Is there anyone who struggles with such kind of questions? Is there anyone? Okay, then share your answers. Shabash. Jaldi. Let me see. Share your answers. Yes. Ishan, share your answer with me. ओके हिबा मुझे मुझे बताओ यहाँ पे yes हिबा tell me A plus B magnitude. What should I do?
So we will find the magnitude of A and the magnitude of B and we'll add them.
No. इसमें वैसे क्या होगा, you find a plus b first and then find the magnitude of that. Okay, so you first find a plus b. Is that clear, Eva?
Yes.
Plus that should be 5 and 2. Once we have this, I'm going to find the magnitude of it. So to find the magnitude, you take an under root of 5 and 2 squared and add them together. So we have 25 plus 4, that is 29. Under root of 29 is 5.39. Okay. Next, question number 11. A factory makes batteries. A batch of 2,000 batteries are tested and 28 are found to be faulty. The factory makes 125,000 batteries. Calculate the number of these 125,000 batteries that are expected to be faulty. So again, using proportions, I can figure this out. Okay, that if we have in a batch of 2,000, if 28 are found to be faulty, then what can we do about the rest? So there are, in a batch of 2,000, 28 are faulty. So in a batch of 125,000, how many will be faulty? Work it out, use a calculator to figure out the answer. It's 1750. Just writing so that you know that we cross multiplied. Okay, next, write this over here in standard form. So for standard form, it should be between your first value, which we refer to as A. This should be between 1 and less than 10. A is greater than equal to 1 and less than 10. So I can see that if I bring the decimal from here to over here, between 3 and 7, I can write it in standard form. But for that, I have to see how many places I'm moving. So 6, 7, 8. 8 places to the left. When you are moving towards the right, your power will be reduced. So R is equal to R, just remember that. And if it's moving towards the left, it increased. The power is increased. So this will be 3.7 times 10 to the power of 8. Work out this, give your answer in standard form. Okay. So 2.2 2.21 divided by 6.5, we have 0.35, 0.34. And for this, the power in the numerator subtracts from the power in the denominator. So we are left with -1. Now we have to move it towards the right. So let me first write it as it is. Now to the right will be 3.4 and the power will further reduce to -2. Next, question number 13. So we have a question for sequences, and they have given us the first 5 terms of the sequence. Find the next term of the sequence. To find the next term of the sequence, we have to see what kind of a sequence we are dealing with. So we are adding over here 5. Then I'm adding again to the next term 5. Then again 5. 5. So that means 23 plus 5 will be 28. Find an expression for the nth term of the sequence. So for this is a linear sequence, so I can use the formula. When we have one number being added each time or subtracted each time, we are dealing with a linear sequence. And I can use this formula. A is the first term, 3. D is the common difference, 5. So this will be 3 plus 5n minus 5. So we have 5n minus 2. That's your nth term. Okay, next. Tn is the nth term of a different sequence. These are the first five terms of this. Find the 25th term. Okay. For that, we need to know, whenever we are dealing with a sequence, is there anyone specifically who struggles with sequences or this question? I can discuss it with them.
Sir, I don't understand this question.
Okay, that's good. So, Hiba bache mujhe batao, whenever we are talking about sequences, there is a formula for each sequence through which I can figure out any term of it, you know?
Yes.
We call that the nth term. Right? And specifically when we are dealing with fractions like this, we can always compare some things. Okay. If I look at the numerator and then I look at the denominator, first try to figure out, there is always usually some kind of a sequence over here. So over here, if I look at the numerator, what is being added each time?
5.
Right? Each time we are adding 5 to it. And isn't it the above sequence? 3, 8, 13. Yes, it's the same. So what was the nth term for this?
5n minus 2.
5n minus 2. That's your nth term. That means if I use this on this term, I can figure out any term number of this sequence. Okay? Nth term is like a formula for that sequence. Looking at the lower one, if I see, can you compare it with any sequences we have studied?
Yes, quadratic.
Okay, yes, quadratic. Okay. And specifically which one? Like in a quadratic, which sequence? Can I say square numbers? Do they look like square numbers?
Yes.
So either you can use that formula which you refer to, or what you can do is you compare it with the original sequence. Original square number sequence. For that, the first term is 1, the second term is 4, the third term is 9, and then 16. But if I match it with the above one, I can see it's not starting from 1, it is starting from 4.
4.
That means we have moved one place forward with starting this sequence. You know,
Yes.
one place forward shift. Okay. Now, if the nth term of this sequence was n squared, then what should be the nth term of this sequence? It should be, because it's one place forward shift, it will be n plus 1 whole square. Is that clear?
Yes.
So now we have the formula for this sequence. What is that?
5n minus 2 over n plus 1 whole square.
Exactly. Can you figure out the 25th term now?
Yes.
Figure it out, Rishi, without.
So it's 123 over 676.
Yes. And the final answer? Okay, that's fine. Decimal mein, fraction mein, that's fine. 123 over 677. Because we are dealing with fractions, so keep it in fractions. Right. Good. Next, 14. The lowest common multiple, this and 360 is 16,200. Find the value of n and the value of y. What are we supposed to do over here? Now we get it. Yes, anyone? Mohammed Abid, can we do anything about this? Yes, Mohammed Amir, Vishnu. What will you do about this? Amar, Rafi, Mahin, anything with
We'll
this?
solve 360 using the ladder method.
Okay, okay. So Manur is saying that if we use the ladder method to solve 360, I can figure out, yeah, the prime factors of it, है ना? इस तरह हमारे पास prime factors निकल आएंगे, right? And then should I do the same for 16,200 as well?
Yes.
So then we are going to use another ladder method for 16,200. But the issue is, if we start with 16,200, there is a chance कि आप थोड़ा सा time waste करोगे इसमें, है ना? Is it so? So look over here and let me see if you people have the calculator or no. Whenever I'm using this calculator, the screen usually gets stuck. I hope so कि नया हो. So look over here. I'm going to come back to this one. First, let me explain कि हमने question में करना क्या है. फिर उसके बाद time saving के हवाले से भी बात कर लेंगे. The first thing is the lowest common multiple, LCM, of n and 360 is this. To figure out the lowest common multiple, that means if the thing is given, if the number is given in as a product of its prime factors, so I will select all the prime factors with their highest power. And that is why Mahnoor was saying कि हम लोग पहले इसके prime factors निकाल लें. First we figure out the prime factors of it, and then we get to see which can be considered as the uh, part of LCM. Okay. Oh, sorry, the part of N. So for that, there is an easier method to save your time. What should that be? If I want to figure out the prime factors of a number, look over here. Does your calculator look somehow like this? कुछ हद तक मिलता जुलता है? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. And Mahnur, what was the number we were supposed to take prime factors of?
360.
360. So I'm going to press 360 over here and press the equals to button. Got it? 360. Press the equals to button. Now, what you are going to do is, can you see this fact over here? ये नजर आ रहा है आप लोगों को? If I can highlight it, no, I can't. Okay, let me take a screenshot of this ताकि हम लोग. It is just to save your time. That is why I'm telling you if you can use it. Ladder method obviously use हो सकता है, but this just saves your time. So this was the calculator. Okay. The first thing you did was 360. And press equals to. Then shift for the second method, second step, press shift. And can you see this over here? ये fact जो लिखा हुआ है, ये नजर आ रहा है सारों को? Look at your calculators. Do you see anywhere this written? FACT. आप लोगों के अपने कैलकुलेटर्स में नजर आ रहा है? कहीं पे है? मानूर?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the second step, you are going to use shift and press this. Fact. Okay. Now, Mahin Vishay, what about you? आपको नजर आ रहा हो?
Yes.
Okay, now shift. Right. Got it? Directly. Is that clear? So we have for 360, we have 2 power 3, 3 power 2, and 5. So we have limitations when we are dealing with paper 1. We can't use such things. But for paper 2, we have some help with the calculator. So rather than using the ladder method, I can directly say 360 is 2 cubed times 3 power 2 times 5. Yes, it was 5. Okay. Now, they're saying that 360 and n is 2 into 3 power x into 3 power 5 power 1. When these two numbers have an LCM of 16200. So 16200, again, I can use the same. Okay, मुझे बताओ बच्चे क्या करेंगे इसमें? Mahin, tell me, what should I do?
16200 and then equals to button.
Okay, then
And then shift and fact.
got it. So 2 power 3, 3 power 4, and 5 square. 2 power 3, 3 power 4, and 5 square. That means you have to look at the statement. In the LCM, all the prime factors with their highest powers will be selected. Okay. So that means if 2 by 3 is selected for LCM, you can clearly see that the one with the highest power is this one. So that's why for LCM, it's selected as 2 power 3. Okay. Then for 3 power, we can see that LCM consists of 3 power 4 and 360 has a 3 power 2. So that means this value is equivalent to anyone?
4.
4. Because LCM is showing that there exists a 3 power 4, which is not showing as a part of 360. So that must be a part of n. So n has 3 power 4. X is 4. Okay, the same for the other one. We can see that the LCM is showing a 5 square. Okay. LCM is selecting the highest prime, the prime factor with their highest power. So that means there exists a 5 square in both 360 or n. I can't see a 5 square over here. Then, so that means the value of y should be, the value of y should be 2. Got it? Okay. Find the highest common factor, HCF of n and 360.
Sir?
Yes, ask question.
Sir, I don't have fact in my calculator.
Okay, you don't have that in your calculator. Are you sure? FACT कहीं पे भी नहीं लिखा हुआ कभी वो button change.
No.
If you can share the picture of your calculator with me, I can look at it after the class. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, find the highest common factor HCF of n and 360. HCF of n and 360. Now that we have n क्या है हमारे पास? N is 2 into 3 power 4 into 5 power and 360. 2 power 3 into 3 power 2 into 5. For LCM, we were selecting the highest power. For HCF, we are going to select the common power. Okay. So whatever is common between them will be selected. So I can see that the common between 2 and 2 cube is 2. So HCF will consist of a 2. The common between 3 power 4 and 3 power 2 is 3 power 2. And the common between 5 power 2 and 5 is 5. Okay. So that's your LCM, which will be equivalent to 2 times 9 into 5, that is 90. K is a positive integer. Kn is a cube number. Find smallest value of k. Now for this one, is there anyone जिसको इस तरह के questions की बिल्कुल नहीं समझ आती? ओके, ठीक है. राफी, ईशान, are you there? ईशान, हाँ बच्चे रिस्पॉन्ड किया करो फौरन. K is a positive integer. Kn is a cube number. Find the smallest possible value of k. So what do we do for this? Smallest possible value of k. They are saying जो उन्होंने आपको दी हुई स्टेटमेंट वैसे ही kn is a cube number. So वो कह रहे हैं कि k times n should be equal to a cube number. Now, when we are dealing with cube numbers and it's listed as a product of its prime factors, इस तरह prime factors की form में लिखा होता है, then for cube numbers, just remember that the power should be a multiple of 3. The power of the prime factors should be a multiple of 3. Okay. So k is given over here as, we don't know what k is, but n is given, which is 2, which we found out earlier. Now, to convert it into a cube number, I can see that the power of 2 is 1, which is not a multiple of 3. Okay. The power of 3 is 4, if I have to highlight it. Power is 1, power is 4, and power is 2. All of these powers are not multiples of 3. So what should I do with this? To make it as multiples of 3, what should I do? And you have to select the nearest multiple. So, Amar, what should I do? Awaz, are you?
2 square into 3 square into 5.
2 square into 3 square into 5. And can you tell the reason as well? Now, because I have to make this into 2 power 3, you know? That's why I multiplied it with 2 power 2. I have to make this power into 3 power 6. So I multiply this with 3 power 2. I have to multiply this with 5 power 1. So the one you multiplied by yourself, that is the value of k. So the value of k is 2 square into 3 square into 5, which is 180. Okay. Question number 15. The mass of bag of potatoes is 2.5 correct to 0.1 kg. This will be the accuracy, 0.1 kg. The error for this will be half of the accuracy. So half is 0.05. Okay. Write down the upper bound and the lower bound of it. So we have 2.55 and 2.45. Again, writing upper bound is original value plus error, and lower bound will be original minus error. The mass of a box is 8 kg, correct to the nearest 0.1. Accuracy is 0.1, and error over here is 0.3. Bag of potatoes are packed into a box. Calculate the upper bound for the total mass. Whenever you have such kind of questions, always make a formula first and then apply the errors. So the formula will be saying that we need the total mass and for the total mass, it consists of mass of box along with how many bags? 12 bags of potatoes. Now apply the arrows. To find the maximum possible value of the total mass, both the positive terms should have the upper bound. Okay? Then we are going to get the maximum possible value. So this should be mass of box, which is, where is it? Okay, this 8.05. 8 plus 0.5, 0.05, 8.05 plus 12 times the upper bound of bag of potatoes, so that is 2.55. So 12 times 2.55. Multiply them. 38.65. Okay. Question number 15 is done. Question number 16. The population of a town decreases exponentially at a rate of this much. The population of a town on 1st January 2020 was 12,000. Sorry, 1,20,000. 120,000. The population of the town on 1st January 2023 is 102,885. So it has decreased. Find the value of x. In yesterday's class, we discussed that whenever we are dealing with compound interest and exponential growth, we use a formula for compound interest or exponential growth. Increase or growth, we use a formula which is A is equal to P 1 plus R over 100 whole power n. But whenever they are asking about decrease exponentially, for decrease, I'm going to keep this formula with one slight change. That is 1 minus R over 100 whole power n. So to find the value of the rate, नूर मुझे ये बताओ, इसमें हमारी फाइनल वैल्यू कौन सी होगी, इनिशियल कौन सी होगी?
Initial would be 1,20,000.
Okay. And final?
1,02,885.
Yes. That is because 2020 is the previous year, right? Okay. So that will be the starting win. And we can see that after 3 years, the new value is 102,885. So that's the final value. One minus R, rate is x over 100 whole power. How many years? 3 years. So what you are going to do, you are going to divide them. Take a cube root. Why? Because there is a cube over here. And what I'm left with is 1 minus x over 100. Now for this, when you work it out, one, 0, 2, 5, 0.95 minus 1 is equal to minus x pi. So we have 0.05 and times it by 100, we have 5. So x is equal to 5. Yes, बच्चे आवाज आ रही है? Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
After 1st January 2023, population of the town starts to increase exponentially. See, that was a decrease. Now it's starting to increase after 2023. So underline this. 1st January 2023. And do keep in mind what is the value on 1st January 2023. So the population on 1st January was 102,885. They are saying that after that, the population of the town starts to increase exponentially at a rate of 1.6 per year. Find the year in which the population on 1st January becomes more than 120,000. So basically, they are asking you about complete years when the final value exceeds this. Right now, what is the final value, Heba? What is the final value right now?
120,000.
Are you sure? On 1st January 2023, we are starting from here.
102,885.
So out of these two formulas, which one should I apply? With the minus one or the plus one?
Plus
Plus. And what will I use instead of P?
102,885.
Exactly. Because we are starting from 2023. Now the initial value is 102,885. So 102,885. 1 plus rate is 1.6 over 100. What is the time period? Time period, we have to tell them. We have to tell them when the final value is going to exceed 120,000. So we are going to use hit and try. For this, you can select any random value. For example, you can see, is there a big gap between these two values? Yes. 102 and 2,885 and 120,000. Is there a big gap? Yes or no? Mahmoud Bishi, is there a big gap? Yes, Mahmoud.
Sir, I don't get the question.
I'm saying, is there a big gap between these two values?
Yes,
And did you understand why we selected this as P?
because this is the initial population.
Yes, on 2023. Okay. On 1st January 23, this was the starting population value. So we have to figure out the number of years when this population exceeds 120,000. So that means the final value should be greater than 120,000. So I'm going to select any value of n. Let's say because the gap is big, so I can start with 5. So when the number of years are 5, let's see what value, final value do we get. So this should be 1.06 whole power 5 times 102,885, and we have 113,111,383.43. Is it exceeding, Mahmood, 120?
No,
No. So that means the number of 5, we still have a lot. Okay, so let me choose another bigger number. Let's say number of years, let's jump to 9. Number of years 9. Now you don't have to write it again and again. You can just quickly replace this 5 with the 9 in the calculator. Okay, so we have 1.06 whole power 9 times 102,885. We have a closer value. Okay, now the value of A is 118,684.89. Okay, is this closer to 120 now? Yes, Manu,
yes,
but still not exceeding 120. So now let's select another number, which is the next number of year 10. What are you getting for number of year 10? Work it out and tell me the value.
it's exceeding 1,20,000.
So what is the value exact?
120
Okay.
583.8487.
Okay. So the value exceeded this value. So it took how many years?
10. सर
10.
जैसे इसका आंसर 10 आ रहा है एग्जाम में कैन वी ओनली राइट 10 की वर्किंग इंस्टेड ऑफ शोइंग डिफरेंट
हाँ, आपने बच्चे just show one step and the rest you can just keep on using your calculator and just write A is equal to this for number of years this. A is equal to this for number of years this. Got it?
ओके
Because it's a 3-mark question. Show some working. Now, इसमें उन्होंने आपसे ये पूछा था कि how complete years के बारे में पूछा था या उन्होंने कहा था find the year in which the population.
फाइंड द ईयर
So it took 10 years, है ना? It was 2023. After 10 years, कितना बन जाएगा?
2033.
That's it. That's your answer. Okay. Okay, next question number 17. Sketch the graph of each function. Show the value with each graph intersects the x-axis, y-axis. Okay. Y-axis पे उन्होंने खास तौर पे emphasize किए and it's a sketch. So आपको shape of the graph पता होनी चाहिए. ये cubic graph है, right? It's a cubic graph. And a cubic graph is like a wave, इस तरह. अगर positive cube है, it will be left to right upwards. If it's a negative, it will be left to right downwards, like this. Okay. So, cubic graph. Now, we can see that this is determining the shape of the graph. Shape of graph. That will be left to right upwards. Why? Because it's positive. Because the graph is positive. Okay, the coefficient of x squared is positive. And for this one, the constant over here, this will represent the y-intercept. So all you had to do was make a curve like this. And obviously, -3 will be somewhere over here. Okay, so I'll draw a curve like this. Okay, a random curve. Cubic curve से मिलता जुलता हो, ये देखो, like this. Okay, and this should be, ये वो बेशक इस तरह हो, right? It doesn't matter. It should be cutting the y-axis in this lower end. क्यों? क्योंकि हमारे पास y-intercept जो है that is -3. That is why -3 यहाँ पे exist करता है, not over here. That's why it happens. Now we are not concerned about the x-intercept because they haven't said anything about the x-intercept. And what about this one? They're saying y is equal to 3 power x. Anything power x graph would be something like this. Any graph related to it will be something like this. Now we have to mention the y-intercept as well. So when it's the y-intercept, when it's crossing the y-axis, the value of x will be 0. So 3 power x, 3 power 0. It should be y is equal to 1. So you label this as 0.1. Okay. Next. Question 18. The equation of line L is this. Write down the gradient of line. So if I can clearly see what they are asking about, but still if I rearrange it like this, you can clearly see that ये match कर रही है, y is equal to mx plus c. In this, m will refer to the gradient. This is the gradient. And this c over here, that's your y-intercept. So they are saying the gradient of line, that is 1/5. Line M is parallel to line L. We have a line L which is parallel to line L. Okay, line M crosses x-axis at point A and y-axis at point B. Okay, the coordinates of point A is this. Show that the coordinates of point B is this. So because they are parallel, I will say just because of this line, the gradients will be the same. Parallel lines के लिए we have M1 is equal to M2. That's the relation. between parallel lines. So that makes, if this was M1, that makes M2 as 1 by 5 as well. Same gradient. So if I replace it with the equation, हमारे पास equation क्या होती है? Y is equal to mx plus c. इसके अंदर I got to know what the gradient is. That's 1 by 5. But I still don't know what the y-intercept is. And they are saying that line M crosses the x-axis at point A, is crossing the x-axis at point A, and crosses the y-axis at point B. So all I can do is I can use the value of y as 0, right? And the value of x as 15. Because we can use one point on the line. So as A exists on the line, I can use it into the equation. So this will be 0 is equal to 1 by 5 times 15. You get the value of c. So this will be c is equal to minus 3. Now your y-intercept is minus 3. Y-intercept. So they are saying that the coordinates of B should be 0 and minus 3 because it's intersecting the line is intersecting y-axis at B. So coordinates of B will be 0. Okay. Question number 2. Line L is the perpendicular bisector of the line joining point A and point B. Line L crosses the x-axis at point C. Find the coordinates of point C. So it's a 5-mark question. I will just copy this and you people see what you can use. And I'm giving you people 4 minutes for this. Work it out. कुछ ना कुछ करके दिखाओ. Point A and point B. Point A and point B are over here. So just work it out. Giving you 4 minutes start. Okay. And keep on sharing your answers if you are done with this one. Yes. Any answers? Ishan. See, that's correct. Good. Move on. So I'm going to start with this. Okay. Uh, Rafe Bache, any answer? Yes, Rafe, any answer? ठीक है. Rafe, I'm going to ask you, and you can keep on sending the messages to the post. Now, line L is a perpendicular bisector of the line joining point A and point B. It's a perpendicular bisector of the line joining point A and point B. So let's say this line they're talking about, the whole line over here, but in particular joining point A and point B, right? So the perpendicular bisector of this will be a line which is cutting this line at 90 degrees, right? One thing is that it is going to cut this line at 90 degrees, right? Perpendicular, 90 degrees. Bisector means the midpoint of, Rafe? Midpoint of? Good. Bisector matlab hai, it is going to split this line AB into two equal halves. So midpoint of it. And the line N crosses x-axis at point C. So it crosses x-axis at point C. So they are saying, let's say this point is C. They are willing to find the coordinates of points. So to do that, we have the gradient of line AB. Let's say that is M1, which is 1 by 5. Now, M1 times M2 is equal to -1. So the relation between perpendicular lines is that they have gradients which are negative reciprocal of one another. So we have 1 by 5, M2 -1. So M2 is -5. The gradient of this pink line over here is -5. Now I can use this gradient and a point on the line into this equation to figure out the equation of this pink line. And that point on the line, which is referred by x1 and y1, will be the midpoint of AB. Because the line is passing through the midpoint of AB. So first we figure out the midpoint of AB. That can be, if A is 15, x1, y1, x2, y2. So we have 15 plus 0 divided by 2 and 0 plus -3. So that should be 7.5 and negative 1.5. That's the midpoint of AB. I can use it over here. So we have y minus y1, which is minus 1.5. M is minus 5. X minus x1 is 7.5. Work it out. Okay. Now it should be y is equal to minus 5x. And this should be 37 minus 136. Now they are saying find the coordinates of point C. Find the coordinates of point C. And the point C exists on x-axis. So for that, the value of y is 0. When y is equal to 0, I have to find the value of x. This should be 0 is equal to negative 5x plus 36. I can move this over there. 5x is equal to 36, x is equal to 36 by 5, which is 7 point. That's your answer. Is there anyone जिसको समझ नहीं आई? Okay. Question 19. A group of 22 students were asked if they study economics or history. The Venn diagram shows the result. Write down the number of students who study both economics and history. Economic and history, both will be this region, 5. The number of students who study, it's E intersection H complement. Okay. So between history and economics, E apart from each. If I exclude this part, I'm left with just 7 of it. Is there anyone जिसको ये इस particular part की समझ नहीं है?
Sir, can you explain the difference between intersection and union?
Yes. That can be best described if we use Venn diagrams. You know, visual help always makes it easier. You know? So let's say we have this as a Venn diagram, E and H, 1 and this. We have two Venn diagrams. We said that whenever we want to figure out about intersection, that is the common region. Okay, intersection means the common region. So for the first set, to the left of this intersection sign is, yes, Eva?
Economics.
Yes, so I'm just going to shade all of the economics students, right? Then on the right side, what set can you see?
History.
Is it history? Are you sure?
But it's complement, which means we won't use that.
So everything besides history, isn't it?
Yes.
So I'm going to shade it. Everything besides history. Now tell me, which region is the common shaded region between these two sets?
E.
And E में से भी बच्चे कौन सा हिस्सा निकाला हुआ?
The intersecting part with
Yes.
H.
Exactly. E except the intersecting part, so that makes E only. Okay. common region. Is that clear?
Yes.
So whenever you are stuck with an intersection question, you can always draw it out like this. और नीट बहुत ज्यादा करने की जरूरत नहीं अपनी वर्किंग के लिए. This is just for your own working. Okay, you can quickly draw it. आपको समझ आए, that's enough. Now, 3 of the students from the group are selected at random. Find the probability that they all study history. So they all study history. 3 of the students are selected. So we have history. We can split this information as history. They are how many? 9. Those who don't study history, I can say not history, a non-history student, that will be 13, right? So in total, we are dealing with how many? 22. So I'm going to use this list, okay? 3 students are to be taken out. The first one, the probability will be 9 out of 22. He should be from the history one. The second one, should he also be from the history group? Yes or no? How much? The second one, should he also be from the history group?
Yes.
Yes. So that will be 8 out of 21. Now, again, 1 is reduced further. So we are left with 7 and 1 more 20. Okay. So we have 7 by 20, the third one. Probability, the rest, either you can simplify it or write it as it is. So if I simplify it, this will be 4 times 2. And this over here, 2 times 11. 4. 2 times 4, 2 times 11. Next, 4 times 1, 5. 7 times 1, 3. And 3 times 1. So we have how many? Is there any left? Yes, 3 over 55. Question number 20. Y is inversely proportional to this over here. So Y is inversely proportional to this. We turn it into an equation. We use the given power, the given values for Y and X. That is 4 is equal to K over 7 minus 4. So K is equal to 4 times 16, which is K is equal to 16. So our final equation will be Y is equal to 64 over X minus 3. Now, using X as minus 2, I can figure out the value of Y. So we have 64 and divided by 25. That's your answer. You can use your calculator. That should be 2.56. Okay, solve this. You must show all your working and give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. A 6-mark question. Okay. Basic algebra hai uche, but you have to know about it. So I can start with it like this. 2x plus 1 over x plus 4. The constant over here, I can move on onto the next side. So it will become negative. Now I can cross multiply. So 2x plus 1, and this should be x minus 5 times x plus 4. So 2x plus 1, x squared plus 4x minus 5x minus 20. Now group the like terms, x squared minus x minus 2x. This 2 to the other side minus 2x, and this 1 to the other side minus 1. X squared minus 3x minus 21. Now, because they are saying to give your answer to two decimal places, that means your answer will be in decimal and your factors won't be as integer, right? So don't waste your time on trying to figure out any factor pairs for middle term breaking. Okay, you can use quadratic formula because they're saying two decimal places. X is equal to minus b plus minus divided by 2. Over here, I have to write this so that I can compare which value is A, which is B, which is C. So A is equal to the coefficient of x squared is 1. The coefficient of x is minus 3. And the constant over here is minus 21. I'm going to replace all these values into the formula. So we have x is equal to minus 3 plus minus b squared minus 4 times yes. Minus 3 square minus 4 times a, which is a is 1, c is minus 1 over 2 times a. So this becomes positive, right? Plus minus. Now show one more step in which you can solve whatever is within this root. So 9 and plus 4 times 21, that is 93. 93 over 2. Okay. Now you can just split it into and you are getting two values, which is 6.32 and negative 3.3. 6.3. Okay. 6-mark question. Next, question number 22. How many questions are left? We are left with 2 more questions. So question number 22. ABCD is a field. A straight path crosses the field from B to D. Calculate AB. So pretty simple to calculate AB. We have to use, because it's a right angle triangle, as you can see, it's a right angle triangle. We can use Socrator, or some people have curly brown hair wala, to figure out AB. Now AB is, in this case, the adjacent. Okay. And we have the hypotenuse, we want the adjacent. So I can use opposite and adjacent, tan. Right? So tan of, adjacent and hypotenuse, not opposite. Cos. So cos of 42 is equal to adjacent, which is AB, over hypotenuse, which is 495. So AB is equal to 495 times cos of 40. 367 0.86. Or because it's that, so 9. Okay. Okay. Show that angle BDC is 61.5. Correct to 1 decimal place. Angle BDC. Okay, they are talking about this angle. And it can be easy to figure out how. Because we have a non-right angle triangle. This triangle is a non-right angle triangle. And we have two options. I either apply sine rule or cosine rule. For sine rule, we need one complete pair of opposite angle and side. So here no angle is given to us. So I will just use cosine rule because the second condition of cosine rule is all three sides are given. Okay. So I can say cos of A, cos of B is equal to the sides next to the angle. Square them and add them. You can use the other version as well, but for that you have to rearrange. Minus the side opposite to this angle. Square it and subtract it. Divided by 2 times the sides to the right and left, the adjacent sides of this angle. 495 and 620. So working this out, now do not forget that you have to take a cos inverse of this as well. Cos inverse of this. That's important. So that should be 95 into 620. We are 0.47734949. Write as many decimal places as you can. Okay. Helps with the accuracy. So we are 61.485. So to 1 decimal place, we have 61.5. Next, C part, the second path crosses the field from C to meet path B. Now, let me bring that over here. So they're saying a second path crosses the field from C to meet path BD at X. There is a second path which crosses through C and BD like this. Now they're saying, now they're putting a condition. CX is, so whatever point on BD is, that would be X. Okay. So CX is the shortest distance from C to B. So Hibabusha, can you tell me, shortest distance will be? Shortest distance means? Yes, Hiba? Shortest distance means?
The perpendicular distance.
Perpendicular distance. That means when I draw the line, it should make 90 degrees with the line. 90 degrees like this. And they're saying where they are crossing, it's called X. Now they're saying that Lara takes 6 minutes, 24 seconds to walk along path CX. So she is walking along this path, and the time she is using is 6 minutes, 24 seconds. Calculate Lara's average speed. Give your answer in kilometer per hour. So I have to change all the meters to kilometers and the seconds and minutes to hours. So it was 6 minutes, 24 seconds. So divide this 24 seconds by 60. 24 by 60. 0. So we have 6.4 minutes. Okay. Now divide this by whole by 60. So time will be 0.106666. ये recurring है, so I can just put it like this. Hours. I change the minutes into hours. Now we have the time. We want the distance. That means I need the length of CX. So if I draw it over here like this, this is 90 degrees at X, this is C, and this is D. The angle of D given is 61.5. This is 61.5. So we have this length, hypotenuse, and I want this length. For that again, Soka to some people have curly brown hair. So we need the opposite and we have the hypotenuse. Okay. So sine 61.5 is equal to opposite CX over 620. CX is equal to 620 times sine 620. 544.866 meters. I have to convert it into kilometers, so divide this by 1000. Okay. Divide this by 1000 and we are getting 0.5. So this will be 0.5 and take as many decimal places as you can. CX will be 0.54487 kilometers. Now we have in kilometers and in hours, so I can find the speed. Speed is equal to distance over time. The distance is 0.54487. Either use the answer key on the calculator value calculate on the calculator, use the answer key, or you can use as many decimal places as you can, divided by the time, which is 0.10666667. Work it out. $5.11. 5-mark question for proper working. Okay, next one. Question number 23. The diagram shows the shaded area in a large circle, center O. The radius of the large circle is 10 centimeters. So the radius is any line from the center to the circumference. So this large circle has a radius of 10 centimeters. Okay, it has a radius of 10 centimeters. I can mention it over here as well. 10 centimeters. Now, OAB is a sector of small circle, center O. OAB. This one is a small sector of the smaller circle. The radius of the small circle is 7 centimeters. So this is 7 centimeters. This is 7 centimeters. This is also 7 centimeters. Right? Okay, next, C is on the circumference of the large circle. Okay, and AC is equal to BC. So they have also mentioned this, that AC is equivalent to BC. Calculate the percentage of the area of the large circle that is shaded. Now, if we look at it, these two triangles are identical. Why are they identical? This side is 10. Okay, this side is 7. So is this side. And this side is also equal. So we are dealing with identical, which in other words, we can call them congruent triangles. Okay, they are the same triangle. So if they are the same triangles, that means these angles are also same. So if this is 130, this angle and this angle should be equal. Right? So we have this will be 230 divided by 2, which is 115. So this is 115 and this is 115. Now, I can mention this as well. AOC is equal to BOC. 115 degrees. Okay. Now, to figure out the shaded region, what I need to do is, if I can find the area of the full triangle or circle, this full circle, and then remove of the full circle minus this sector and these two triangles. So this will consist of the area of the, okay, we are not finding the unshaded, we are finding the shaded. Okay, so we just add these two, the area of the sector AOB and the two triangles to find the shaded part. Okay, that's fine. I thought it was the unshaded. So that's fine. The shaded part of the large circle is shaded part of large circle consists of area of sector AOB, okay, plus 2 times, because they are identical, so I can say 2 times area of triangle the area of sector. If you can add, if you want to add them separately, that's also fine. The area of sector will be theta, which is 130 over 360 into pi r square. R is 7 plus 2 times the area of triangle 1 by 2 into AB. These two sides are given, so AB sine of this angle in between. We have this 2 will cancel out. So we have 130 by 360 times 49 times 5. Okay, 15.5887. 55.5887 plus 70 into sine 63 point. Add them together. So we have 119.06. Now this is part of the shaded region. They are asking something else. They are saying calculate the percentage of the area of the large circle that is shaded. So we figured out the area of the shaded circle, but for the percentage, I need the total area as well. Okay? Because to find the percentage is out of the total. No? So the total area, we don't have it right now. So for the total area of the larger circle, that is just pi r square. Pi r is 10 square. So 100 pi 314.153. Okay. To find out the percentage shaded, we just divide them and times it by 100. Percentage shaded, that will be 119.03 divided by 314.159 times 100. So we have 119.03 divided by answer into 100. We have 37.9. 37.9%. Okay. This brings us to the last question, question number 24. And they are saying Owen records the mass of each of 250 onions. Right. Show that there are 28 onions with the mass of 200 grams or less. 28 onions with the mass of 200 grams or less. So for this, we have to understand that whenever we are given a histogram, two things are related to it. One is class width and the other is frequency density. Class width is upper limit minus lower limit, and class frequency density is frequency over class width. Now, in terms of the graph, this class width is the width of the bar. Okay. This class width is the width of the bar. And this frequency density is the height of the bar. Okay. So they are saying, show that there are 28 onions with a mass of 200 grams or less. So to figure this out, I have to see the first one. 28 grams, 200 grams, 200 grams or less, 200 grams or less. So it's this. Two 200 grams. Yes. Right. So what is the width of the bar, which will represent the class width? The class width is the width of the bar. That is 200 minus 160. We have 40. Okay. And what is the height of the bar? That will represent the frequency density. So this over here, this is 0.7. Frequency density is 0.7. I can use the formula to figure out the frequency. Frequency will tell us the number of things, the number of onions, right? So frequency density is equal to frequency over class width. Rearrange it. Frequency is equal to frequency density times class width. So frequency density is 0.7 times 40. We are getting 28. Right? So this was what you had to show. calculate the estimate of the mean mass. Okay. So to find the mean mass, we are given the histogram. What we can do is we need to find this over here, mean mass. Sigma fx over sigma f. For those who get confused that what we are going to figure out for this, we can easily work this out like this. We have to see to make some space for the table. Yes. Just want to tell you that this is what it means. Mean mass. I can derive a table from this data just to show you how do we find it. Okay. So for the mean mass, we have to have the frequency. We should have the frequency. We should have the frequency. And along with that, what else? So let's first figure out the frequencies. The frequency for this one was, what are we doing each time? The width multiplied by the height. Okay. So width multiplied by the height for the first one, for the first class interval, that is for 160 to 160 to 200. What is the frequency? That is 0.7 times 40, which was 28. What about the next one? Yes, Manur, what about the next one? For 200 to 220?
78.
78. Let's see. The width of the bar and the height of it. The width is 20. So 20 times, I'm just doing it over here. Okay. So 20 times. The height is 3.8. 20 times 3.8. 76. That is 76.
Sir, isn't it 3.9?
Yes, my bad. 3.9. 3.9. 20 times 3.9. Thank you. That is 78. Okay. Just telling you कि आपका ये सेम डेटा है कि आप लोग जो ग्राफ से टेबल फ्रीक्वेंसी टेबल से आप ग्राफ बनाते हो, आप फ्रीक्वेंसी हिस्टोग्राम से टेबल भी बना सकते हो, राइट? सो व्हेनेवर यू गेट कंफ्यूज्ड यू कैन ऑलवेज रेफर टू दिस. ओके, दिस वन ओवर हियर, ये क्या फ्रीक्वेंसी होगी? अगेन द विड्थ with the height. The width and the height, क्या होगी? The width is 20 and the height is 4.5. What are we getting? 20 and 4.5. 90. So 90 over here. This was for 220 to 240. 90. Next one. Okay, Amara. We have this width, which is 300 minus 240, which is 60, times the height of it. What is the height of the bar? Height of the bar is 0.9. 0.9 times 60. 54. So you got all the values over here. 240. 23. We have 54. We got all the values for frequency. Okay. Frequency हमारे पास आ गई है. So what will be the total of frequency? जरा total करके बताओ मुझे विशु. Yes.
250.
250. So the sum of all frequency will be 250. Okay. Now, can somebody tell me if we have a range form of data like this? इस तरह का data होता है 200 to 220 and 160 to 200. What do we do for mean? हम x की वैल्यू कौन सी सपोज करेंगे? Yes. Which value of x will I select? Anyone? Anu? Neba?
Sir, midpoint निकालेंगे.
Midpoint. Yes. We use the midpoint as the value of x. What is the midpoint?
Sir, 250 तो already दिया हुआ था उन्होंने question में.
हाँ, that's fine. I'm just telling you, बच्चे, कि हमारे पास if we don't have that. अब ये चीजें, ये सारा कुछ directly भी हो सकता है. Everything can happen directly over here, just by looking at the graph. I'm just telling, if somebody gets confused, you can derive this data out in form of a table. Is that clear? Yes, Manu? Okay.
Yes.
What midpoint for the first one?
180.
The midpoint of this will be? Take care of it.
180.
Yes. Midpoint will be upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. Okay. This is 180. Next one. The midpoint of the next one.
210.
10. Next.
230 and 170.
And
270.
270. Yes. All you have to do is multiply these two columns, and you get the value of fx. आपके पास आ जाएगा fx. अब ये सारा का सारा you can do it directly with the numerator and denominator. Okay. आप इन सब values को directly भी multiply कर सकते हो. And the question, this is just to tell you that you can use help from this if you get confused. So fx की क्या values होंगी? 28 times 180, 5040. This will be 78 times 210. That's 16,380. This will be 19 times 230. So 2,700. This will be 54 times 70. So 14,580. Okay. Sum them all up. So we have sigma fx, which is the sum of all these values. 5040 plus 16,380 plus 20,700 plus 14,580. Divide them by 250. So करो जरा बच्चों, क्या आंसर आ रहा है? So we have 226.8. Is that clear? Yes. Manu, Eba, which is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions? No. That was it. Allah Hafiz.